nextions.com, and you can actually,
Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff for you. Find out the cheapest gas prices, find out who's and what's networking in town for the next 21 days. There's great stuff to read. There's my blog, there's leadership blogs by
and speaking of your blog, you actually had, and that's a segue there. Right?
Okay, good one.
You actually had a list of 10 things. Now explain it to us, because I think that's pretty interesting.
Well, on Nexion's today, I was looking up great business ideas, and there's all kinds of people that have made millions off of simple little things and things more complicated. So I started thinking about what 10 great ideas I've had that haven't made me millions of dollars yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Yes. That's the operative word. And so I thought it'd be a great idea. Now, when you approached me with this, I took a look at it because nextions.com is like the first place I go to in the morning.
Oh, thank you.
It is. It's like that morning cup of coffee that you get in the morning. And so Nextions is that same thing. And we're hoping for you business owners, especially you people who are on the webcam right now. Many of you can actually see us on the webcam right now. I'm the Jamaican guy to the left of DW, and DW is the non-Jamaican guy to the right of me. And
Nexion's mom.
Yeah, and so I thought it'd be a great idea. Let's go through some of these ideas, some of the 10 ideas that you have not made $1 million on yet.
Well, just in case somebody's out there looking to steal some of these ideas, I want to let you know, since I've got them on the air and they're electronically on print, and I have a poor man's copyright on them. So if you decide you like one of these ideas and you want to go and make it happen, please let me know so that I can work with you on it, okay? Because some of these ideas are deeper than what they sound.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, ready?
All right, number one.
Number one. This is what I call Hummers. It's a human power source. We put together 1,000 stationary bikers and we pump away to deliver energy into the power grid.
Hummers.
Yeah, and you figure we could solve several problems. We could solve the obesity problem and the unemployment problem. That too, right?
Sure.
You pay them all $8 an hour, and you can pump for 3 hours at a time. And then we bring in another shift, right?
There you go. Sure.
And we're making electricity. Think of what we're doing here.
People are losing weight, of course.
Yeah, that's right. The environment's being taken care of.
So it's a green job.
It's definitely a green job. I mean, if the solar companies can get $5 billion for what they're doing, I should be able to get at least $5 for this idea, right?
You know what? I'll tell you. I think this is an idea whose day has come, whose time has come.
Yep.
So that's number one, the Hummer.
Number two.
Number two.
And this is probably the best practical idea. I call it the wiper booty.
The wiper booty. Now, do we have to tell the parents to take their kids and
no.
go in another room?
This is a sleeve that you put on your wiper blades in the summer so that the blades don't melt into the windshield. Particular problem here in Las Vegas is it gets so hot, and it doesn't rain but once or twice a year, and by the time you get to use them, your wiper blades are wiped out because they've melted into the windshield.
Yeah, so wiper booty.
Yeah, a wiper booty.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Number three. Any of my imaginative stories made into great motion pictures. I've got millions. Millions can be made here, folks, because I got lots of motion picture stories sitting in my files.
And don't we all?
Yep. Yep. Number four. This is great for anybody that loves our wonderful female counterparts. I call it the Moodinator.
Oh no!
It's a
we're going to get in trouble for this, right?
No.
Now we've got the wiper booty. And now we have the Moodinator.
That's right. It's a portable device that keeps track of your wife's mood all day long.
Oh, no.
So when you meet her at the end of the day, you've been keeping track and you know the perfect approach that would satisfy her momentary mood.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, you could have it like on a little watch,
Yeah.
Oh, the wife is bad now, No, we'll wait a couple hours before we go home,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in right now, you're just tuning into the broadcast here on the webcam. This is This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, and to the right of me is D.W. Grant, the digital editor of Nextions.com. We're going through some of the 10 ideas that he has not made $1 million off of yet. And so we've gone through. I think we've gone through 4 of them so far.
I'll try to speed up.
And now we're on number 5.
That's right. Number 5 is one of my books, Into Mellow. Now, this is a book that encourages communication and relationships. I'm serious about this one.
Okay.
When I get this one out into the public, people's relationships are going to change.
Oh, okay.
Because they're going to be communicating much better.
So this is more on a serious level as opposed to the booty wiper. Well, actually, that's a good one. So it's called Booty Wipes, all right?
No, it's called Wiper Booty.
Wiper Booty. Sorry.
Booty wipes or something else.
Okay, I think that's already been trademarked or something like
I
that.
think so too.
Okay.
Okay, number 6, real quick, is the pygmy grass seed. Develop grass that only grows just under mower height.
You know what? I'll tell you, I think that's a winner. That is a winner right there. Pygmy grass seeds.
Yeah.
I really like that one. I really do. So that was number. So you've gone from the Moodinator to now pygmy grass seeds. I think that's a great one.
Somebody develops that to make them $1 million.
They will.
But they got to give me a portion of it because it's a copyrighted idea. Number 7 is, this is going to help unemployment, particularly mine. It's called a job potion. It's a spray that you put on paper when you're filling out your job applications that would give you favor during your interview.
Isn't that called perfume?
Yeah, but this is be a particular, like love potion number 9, you know. It gets to the interviewer and then, oh man, I got to call this person up and offer them a job. Wow.
That's good. That's good. That's good. It's not as good as the pygmy grass seeds, but it's still good.
Kathy Rickley, you're out there with Sensi. This is one you need to pick up. Okay,
That's
number
good.
8.
Number 8
is CGI actors. And somebody's probably already invented this, but it's not implemented yet. And that would, you know, I have several movie stories written that would star deceased film greats, but you've got to make them out of CGI. They've already done this kind of with John Wayne and a couple of beer commercials,
sure.
but this would go one step farther and just recreate guys like Humphrey Bogart and Cary Grant, and put them in brand new movies.
What about stars who've actually changed their names and people don't know who the heck they are? Kind of like how we were talking about Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah.
He's changed his name. So you can actually, instead of have him there, you can actually have like Bob Marley.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Dean Martin,
There
just
you go,
kind of put him over his face.
That's right.
And he doesn't have to change his name at all. He would actually become Bob Marley.
Okay, now we got a couple minutes left here, so I have to move a little quicker.
All right.
Okay, next one, number 9, is elevated traffic skippers and bridge makers.
I like
This would lift your car over traffic jams in certain designated areas of the freeway and over busy intersections and pedestrian crosswalks.
That would eliminate road rage.
That's right.
Yeah,
People just
I think
up
that's
there
good.
and down the other side of the intersection. Okay.
It's a good one.
1 minute, real quick.
Yeah.
Last one is what I call the Integra T. It's an invisible political fence undershirt. Every politician would be required to wear a T-shirt that would shock them each time they made an unconstitutional thought about raising taxes or thought about raising their own salary. 2 shocks for throwing mud at their political appointments and 3 shocks for telling a lie. Now, who wants to invest in this?
I'll tell you, you're going to have a
Call
lot of
in
people
now.
calling in. Go to nexions.com and you can find out more and more about this list. For those of you who are just coming into the show, this is This Week on DNG Radio. I'm with D.W. Grant, the digital editor of nexions.com. In our next half hour, we'll be talking a little bit more about some of the issues and the stories that will affect you as business owners. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in just a minute.
The last one wouldn't work. There'd be no politicians left.
Harry Reid, you just put him on a continual shock.
Is that what it would be?
It would keep him awake.
That's funny.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Harry Reid's not human, so he'd be impervious to it.
That's right. That's right. He represents Area 51, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, I don't know. These people are...
You forgot my invention.
What's that?
The mashed potato jacket.
The mashed potato
No.
jacket. Oh, here it is.
Now, you know those big, fat, puffy jackets, like the goose jackets?
Yeah.
I'm talking about switching the feather filling with mashed potatoes. With like some sort of preservative in it, because 2 reasons. Mashed potatoes will stay hot like forever, because they're so
Sure.
dense. So if you're out in a survival situation, you can stay warm wearing the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the food runs out, you have something to eat.
You can
jacket.
That's
it.
I like that.
It's $1 million idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. I
Go
like
on
it.
Shark Tank for that.
Yep. I can see it now. So,
The mashed potato jackets.
what's that?
I'd rather have pancakes.
A pancake jacket.
It just doesn't hold its heat. That's the problem. They get cold really
Food.
quick.
And then every little kid will be looking for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll be smelling the
Yeah.
syrup and
What
stuff.
about in this?
Like the pork chop jacket. All the dogs are falling all over
Getting
again.
chased by dogs. That's true.
You got enough hair there, bro. You could hide some pancakes right up in there. That's what guys with beards do. You know, they have breakfast and they come back later. Oh, scrambled eggs.
Hey, I want to talk a little bit about this kid from who was approached by Mark Zuckerberg
Yeah.
from Facebook. Now, he was approached by him, and or Zuckerberg, sorry. He was approached by him back in 2006 and said, "Hey, would you like to work on this project I'm working on?" The guy, "Nah, no, I don't want to work on it." Well, Mark Zuckerberg, of course, is the founder of Facebook,
Yeah.
and the guy goes, "No, you know, and I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to work on that with you. You know, I've got better things to do with my time. I'm going to finish up school." And so he had given up an opportunity to get shares of the company,
On Facebook?
Facebook, because he would have been a part of the startup.
Yeah.
Just like all these other guys, I'm sure were approached by these guys. And, well, he gave up that opportunity, but he did, this guy, I forgot the guy's name, Kevin Systrom, he did invent a little known company called Instagram
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
that Facebook bought for like $1 billion.
Yep, that's right.
So he kind of went full circle and it still got to be a part of
Instagram right
it. Yeah. How do you like that?
It's fun. It's, you know, I don't spend a great deal of time on it, but for a fun picture, it's
Yeah. You know how many people join that every second? 6 people every second join Instagram.
How do they make money on that? They made $1 billion on it off of Facebook, but then how does Facebook make its money? Proven that on the stock market it's not making any money.
Well, it will. That's social media.
all right, guys. Here we go. You all set?
Yep.
All right. Segment 2, 10 minutes. All right, here we go. 10 minutes.
Hey, and welcome back, folks. This is This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Wright, and to the right of me is the digital editor of Nexions.com,
Yawn.
D.W. Grant, folks. We were, in our first segment, we were talking a little bit about some of those ideas that D.W. actually came up with that had not actually gotten $1 million yet. But some of those actually were some great ideas. And for business owners out there, I'll tell you, I think that's what we really need. We need to think outside of the box.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you think so?
You betcha.
Even as we were talking about those things, my grandson Jaden, who's here in the studio right now, you can't see him right now, but Jaden, if maybe at some point he'll come over and you can see what he looks like. But he was talking about some of the ideas that he had too, and I thought they were just fantastic. But you know, as business owners, you really need that. For those of you who have joined us on the webcam, we just want to welcome you. So tell your friends that we're on right now. You can all talk to us, and I think you can actually even message us if you really wanted to. And maybe if I get a chance, I can take a look at that. I want to talk to you a little bit of story here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is a story about the founder, the CEO of Instagram. Many of you know what Instagram is. As a matter of fact, our producer, Millian Quinteros over here, has actually got Instagram on his smartphone. And you know how many people join Instagram like every second?
No.
No, 6 people.
Really?
Every second.
Wow.
Are, you know, or every 6 seconds somebody is, or it's some astronomical number. But this guy, Kevin Systrom, is the one who founded the company. Well, back in 2006, he was working as an what do they call it, a barista. In 2006, get this, 6 years ago, this guy was a barista in Palo Alto, and he was a barista, which means he made coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's no, he wasn't a male gigolo. He was a barista.
It's like
Yeah.
bandit or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the barista.
Yeah, but the founder and the chief, guy for Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, approached him and said, "Hey, you know what? I talked to you about coming and being a part of this company that I'm founding." And this guy, Kevin Systrom, said, "No, I'm going to Stanford right now, and I'm going to try to finish up my studies." Okay, and so, can you imagine? Hindsight's 20/20, of course, right? So, but can you imagine somebody coming up to you and saying, "Hey, you know what? I think I got a great idea for a company. I'd like you to join me and be a part of this. It's going to be the greatest thing in the world." And then you say, "Nah, I don't think so." and then a couple of years later, it becomes like the biggest thing on the planet. Okay, well, that's what happened. Okay, this guy's sister decided, hey, no, I'm going to go back to school, finish up my schooling. Mark Zuckerberg went on to make billions of dollars. Okay.
That actually happened to me back in 1984.
Oh, really?
I had an idea for advertising on automobiles that were going to back and forth to work in traffic jams. And I took it to the Small Business Administration of Washington, D.C., and they said, nah, nobody's ever going to want to do that thing.
Huh.
And what do we have now? We have wrapped cars everywhere with all kinds of advertisement all over.
We do. Well, this story of this guy's system didn't end there. Didn't end with him just saying, hey, no, I don't want to be a part of this endeavor you've got. He ended up inventing Instagram. So Instagram, like we were talking about before, a bunch of people have it, and it's a download. You download pictures, and you've got a lot of stuff. Now, the interesting thing about it, guess how many people he used to make Instagram?
I have no idea.
14 people.
Yeah.
That's it. 14 people. That is the whole infrastructure. I think there's more people who show up at networking meetings on a weekly basis.
At ours, yeah.
Yeah. And this guy was able to start a company with 14 people, and they ended up selling this company to guess who? Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Sold to Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion.
Oh, man.
Is that an incredible story?
Yes, it is.
My gosh, can you imagine that? You know, it kind of leads up to what we were talking about before. We were talking about this earlier. Is that you really need, as business owners, you need to hang out with the big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to begin to, to cultivate those relationships. Because if you don't, I'll tell you, if you want to fly with eagles, you need to hang out with the eagles, right?
But if you're a pigeon, you'll eat.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But you know what? I'd rather be eaten by an eagle right, than to be hanging out with a bunch of turkeys. And this guy, this week I was working with a client, and the client actually has over 150 employees, or he did have 150 employees here in Las Vegas. You would have never known it. They're over off Sunset and Eastern area, but this company they've got they have like an internet marketing company. Had no idea, but it got me thinking about it even more and more about how we as business owners need to position ourselves with other business owners who are actually doing some great things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta, if you're a guy that works with your hands and you get together with a guy that works with his brain, and you get together, you're gonna have something really good going on.
Yeah, or look for business owners who are really doing something. As a matter of fact, there's a company called Vistage, and what they do is they're a company that basically does public speaking. Okay, they look for people to speak into the lives of other people, and they're all over they're intercontinental. So I mean they're all over the world. This is the interesting thing about this company. They will not allow you to represent them unless you have been a CEO of a company. Unless you've at least had 150 people, and unless you've ever worked on a project that's or overseen a budget of $1 million. I mean, that's their bottom line. I mean, if you have not at least done that, then you cannot even work with them. And this is for a good reason, because they are going to have you speak in front of CEOs, and you've got to have at least that kind of.
Oh, you gotta have that authority.
You gotta have that thing going on. You gotta have some mojo going.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you don't have that, then you could not walk in the door off the street and say, "Hey, I speak well," and can I get up in front of you? No, because these people are, they understand the principle. You know what? That you've got to have some mojo going in order for you to carry this on.
The question is, how do you get up there? You get that mojo.
Well, they're already starting the people already there. So that's their big thing.
So somebody else needs to start a company that gets people to that place.
Yeah. Or you've got to be able to, look for those type of people. I think that's the biggest thing is you're looking for those. That's what we do at the Diversity Networking Group.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just tuning in right now, this is This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, and our co-host today is D.W. Grant, the digital editor of Nixions.com. We're talking about about hanging out with the big dogs, running with the big dogs here in this second segment, and how important that really is for a business owner. At the Diversity Networking Group, DW, That is our biggest thing, or really is our biggest focus, is putting our business owners in front of people who are doing something, who are motivated, who are, because we can't always have, the person who is, you know, doing nickel and dime. We need to have people that are doing 50,000, 100,000, $1 million business.
That's right, that's right.
To motivate our business owners to do even more.
That's right, yeah, well, I agree with that, that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great. So this guy, System, was just, he's a prime example of somebody who was hanging out with some great people, because Zuckerberg was no slouch, when he started Facebook, and so when
I don't know, some people say he's still a slouch, but I don't know him personally, so I can't say that.
yeah, okay,
Just because he made $1 billion,
yeah, well, $1 zillion is $1 zillion. What we're going to do is, we've just got a couple minutes left, but we really want to kind of set up for our third segment. Our third segment, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on here in Las Vegas. We've got a lot of changes going on here in Vegas. The housing market's changing a little bit more. We've got a lot of networking events. As a matter of fact, I want to put in a plug for a friend of mine who just started, guess what? He just started the Jewish Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, really? The Jewish Chamber of Commerce?
And I'll tell
we
you,
don't have one of those already? I'm
No.
really surprised at that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just started it here in Las Vegas, so he's doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
We'll get a chance to talk about him a little bit. His name is Alon, and Alon is a great guy. So we'll talk about him just in our third and final segment. And we'll talk about a little bit more about some of the events that are going on here in Las Vegas, because we've got some great things that are coming up.
That's good.
We've got our third Thursday event that we are planning, even as we speak now.
Event schedules are up on Nexion, there you go.
Okay, well, great. Okay, well, hey, folks, for those of you who like to, who are just tuning in, this is This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Ray. In our third segment, what's coming up in just a second, so you guys hang in there. We will be back in just a minute. We'll talk to you in just a minute. Bye-bye.
Clear.
Hockey stick repair. I was thinking about a basic business yesterday
We'll be back in just a minute.
because
We'll talk to you in just a minute.
because we hate washing dishes.
Okay.
So what if you rented yourself out as a dishwasher? upside down as anybody on the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, I believe it, yeah. And and I think they were saying like 80% of the homes, are that way. But here's some good news. They were saying that the home prices, and this is just as of today, this is the Las Vegas home prices have risen slightly, but we're still down by 60% from our peak. Okay. Well, it's funny because I was a realtor here many, many years ago, and so when I saw the price of homes go up, I thought, this is crazy. There's absolutely no way a home price could be this, expensive in Las Vegas. But I know our home up in Summerlin we originally bought it for like $140,000, went up to $400,000.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah. And so they're saying that now those prices are about down to they're 60% of what that home price was then, which means I'm actually still up because it went up like 400%. I mean, it was just an incredible amount of money that the house went up.
Well, the weird thing is that if you own a home that you bought years ago, a few years ago, it's worth less money than what you bought it for. But then again, if you're a buyer, all the homes are at bargain prices. So somehow or another, if you're a homeowner and you want to get out of your first house, you can go buy another house for less money.
Oh yeah.
But you've got to sell the first house first, so it's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, and they short sell them and stuff like that, which some people opt out for, and they short sell their home. And Robert Kiyosaki and these guys would always say, you know what, if you are not making money on your house, then it's probably a bad investment.
Yeah, well, they said mortgage is not an investment.
It's not an investment.
That's what Kiyosaki says.
Yeah, so unless you're really just in love with your home, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for you to just keep losing money on something like that.
See, that's where I don't agree with him, because initially it was a good investment.
Yes.
Because if I had the equity, I could use the equity, and then hope that the market would come up and cover my equity, which it didn't do. So now I'm stuck with a home equity loan that I got to pay off, which is much worse than just paying off a mortgage.
That's true too. Well, so I think so what advice would we give people who are in the market for a home? I mean, what kind of advice would we actually give them?
What do you do? My advice to everybody right now is just hang tight. Enjoy the home you have. Unless you've got a way to invest in another home that's worth less money. I mean, that's not worth it. It has less of a selling price, But somehow or another, you're going to have to figure out what to do with the house you have now that's underwater.
Yeah, that's true. I think maybe one of the things that we might even be able to advise people is seek expert help on it. You know what?
Oh yeah.
So many times we both attend a local church here, and one of the things that was one of the speakers, because we've got a conference going on, and one of the speakers was talking about that it's all about community. Everything works on community. So those principles that work biblically actually work everywhere. So it's all about community, seeking out people who know more than you do.
That's right.
It really kind of goes hand in hand with what we were talking about in our second segment.
Because the big dogs are there because they got there because they knew what they were doing.
That's right. That's it.
So if you can find out what they did and follow their path, you'll be on the porch with them.
You sure will. It's kind of. I went to a networking event earlier last week, and one of the ladies said something really interesting. She said that the whole networking environment, and that's how we really work. I mean, we're all about networking. The whole networking environment is really a networking ecosystem.
Oh.
Okay? Can you get, so dig this, follow me on this one.
I got you.
People the big dogs know more than the new little fish that are coming into the whole thing. And what the whole thing does is, as an ecosystem that goes, we teach a certain level, the next level down actually teaches the new level. And as the whole thing kind of churns around, it's like that, people get business out of it, people grow, that kind of stuff. But it's almost like an ecosystem within the whole business community, and that same thing works with community too. I mean, if you're upside down in your house, folks, look for a big dog, somebody who knows a little bit more than you, so he can help you out. Don't just keep floundering. Look for somebody that can help you out.
Yeah.
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 So that's really what.
Don't be a flounder.
Don't be a flounder. That's right. That's it. I have not read this article yet, and I've got one on my desk here. But there's actually a women's leadership conference coming up. So for those of you who are on the webcam, you can actually see this, that there's actually a women's conference coming up and this is put on by the MGM Resorts. They've got a ton of speakers, a ton of people. These women have actually done some great work. You know, they really have. And I've not read the whole thing. They actually put out a whole insert. And for those of you who are on the radio, you can't see this, but it's really colorful, isn't it? This is pretty colorful.
No, that's a pretty good brochure.
Yeah, it is really nice. But they've got a women's leadership conference that's coming up, and I think it is actually just in a few more months that's actually coming up. But if you're ever on vegasinc.com, and take a look at it, because there's actually this is a great opportunity for any business owner.
There'll be some big dogs there.
Yeah, well, some of these folks are CEOs. Most of these women here are all CEOs. This lady right here that's on my right here, and I forgot her name, but she's actually a writer, author, speaker, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of great things that are going to be going on. This was actually a supplement to vegasinc.com.
Wow, that's great.
So it's a great...
There's a lot of great events coming up. Like you said, you don't have to sit by yourself and flounder. There's Equipping the Saints coming up in October.
Yep.
Right? That's going to be marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one there for women.
Yeah, and this one's actually August 14th.
August 14th, so
Yeah.
this one's really soon.
Yeah, so it's right around the corner. You really, if you're wanting to get some more information on this, maybe you can put this on nexions.com,
Okay.
so we can find out what's going on with the women's conference, which
Okay.
would be a good one.
We'll do that. Put it
Yeah.
on next year.
Like you said, Equipping the Saints is coming up,
Yep.
and that'll be good. I actually get the opportunity to actually be the MCO.
That's right. You're going to be the MC. See, that's another reason to go.
I know, I'm pretty excited about that.
Now, Sherman's not the biggest dog on the porch yet, but you know what? He's getting there.
Getting
So
to be
you
a
want to
big-
make a relationship with this guy. Because I tell you what, he's getting there.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, it's hanging out with the right people, hanging out with guys like you, D-Dub, Million over here, our producer at the City FM. If you ever wanted to actually have a radio show yourself, definitely go to www.thecityfm.com and contact Million. He can help you with that and put on your own show. A lot of great things coming up this week, especially tomorrow. We've got our networking event that's coming up tomorrow. We're actually going to unveil, I believe, our website, our new website.
Yeah, come on, pull the curtain off of that.
Yeah, we've been working on it a lot. It is a multi-faceted website, so it'll be cool. So if you ever wanted to find out any information on our networking group, go to www.diversitynetworkinggroup.com. That's just with one G. And you can find out all about the Diversity Networking Group. If you'd like to get the full-length copy of this radio broadcast, you can go to thecityfm.com and just look us up. It's under our logo. It says "This Week on DNG Radio," so it'll be a great thing. Also, if you'd like to find out more information on being an advertiser, or to find out any more information on the great articles that are on the nexions.com, all you have to do is go to
Nexions.com, NEXEONS.com.
That's right. And so you're always looking for people to contribute articles.
Absolutely.
And to be...
if you've got something that you want to put on Nexions, all you got to do is email me or put a reply somewhere on, well, there's a contact us on Nexions.com. So just contact us.
Sure. Or they can even contact you at nexions.com or nexions@diversitynetworkinggroup.com.
That's right, too.
We have an email address there, too.
That's right.
Anyways, hey, it's been a blast, TW. I really appreciate
Lots
it.
of
man.
fun.
Yeah, always.
Lots of fun.
That's it. Find out more on business. Folks, we are here every week, starting at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. So definitely check us out on ustream.tv, or you can get the complete download of our of the audio presentation of the show at thecityfm.com, and just look for us under This Week on DNG Radio. This is Sherman Ray. I'm your host for This Week on DNG Radio, and my co-host today was D.W. Grant, the digital editor of Nexions.com. We will see you next week, folks. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
That's right.
Yes. That was fun, as always.